Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Effective today, it is T-minus 12 weeks until I compete in my first triathlon. I am competing in the Ironman Half Triathlon in Atlantic City on September 23rd, 2018. Yeah, I'm excited. I am feeling really good about this. I'm feeling really zen, much better prepared. I'm sure that feeling will change in time, but for now, it's been a very eventful week. So I started an official training plan, which I got from triathlete.com, and I will link that below if you're interested in kind of following along. It's a 16-week plan, but I started at like week 3 because I have 12 weeks left. Anyway, I also kind of went through my calendar. So I took every single entry and put it in my own Google Calendars, which I like live by, and I can see that on my phone. And I kind of rearranged the days a little bit within each week to better fit my schedule. So, you know, if there's a holiday or if there's a particular event or whatever, I kind of work around that. But there's only one rest day per week, and for now and for the next 12 weeks, I'm going to be adhering to that strictly. So I feel really good about having a set training plan. And what's interesting is that it has like longer and shorter distances, and it's like clearly well thought out. So previously I was just kind of like running a lot, swimming a lot, doing whatever, but it's good to have like a set training plan in place. This particular week, I rested on Monday, biked on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then Thursday I ran, and then I went to an open water swim clinic with Susie, which I will tell you about in just a second. Friday I biked. Saturday I swam and ran. And then today I ran and then swam. So that's what it was for this week. Every week is kind of different. So it's pretty exciting. One thing I'm really starting to realize is that I am like super attuned to even like small changes in my body. So I'm being like very meticulous with what I eat and with my sleep schedule. If I get less than 7 hours of sleep, I feel terrible the next day. By coincidence, just things that happened this week, there were 2 days that I only got like 5.5 hours of sleep, and I really did not feel good the following days. So that is something I have to be extra mindful of, because when I wasn't exercising so intensely, it kind of wasn't a big deal. But yeah, I really notice that now. I'm also kind of playing around with the timing of my eating, of like if I eat before or if I don't. And if I do eat before, like how long before. Yesterday's workout it just felt really tough, and I think it was because I actually ate like 2 hours before exercising, whereas today's workout felt much better, and I was fasted. So I'm trying to take note of that and pay attention to that and keep trying different things to see if I notice patterns with it. Also, with my water intake, you know what's crazy is that so when I run, like today I ran 7 miles, and I decided every 2 miles I would walk for a quarter mile just to drink water, because I can't like drink and run, and I'm not coordinated enough for all that. So I think because in my mind there's like a scarcity of water time, I drink a lot during that period, and I think yesterday and today it was too much. I feel this like sloshing in my belly. It's not like it won't go down, like surgery restriction kind of feeling. It's like too much water in my belly that my body can't use quick enough, and then I feel it like sloshing around, and it almost makes me nauseous. So I think I need to unfortunately drink less water while I'm running, but that's something, for example, that I'm like just taking note of. I'm also starting to think that maybe on some days, maybe I might have to work out in the mornings. And you guys know I'm like really not a morning person, but this is starting to take up a lot of time in my life. And, you know, I have typically on weekdays, I do my workout after work, but it means I'm getting home kind of late. And, you know, my husband is like super supportive. He's really proud of me. And I don't think it's like negatively impacting our marriage or anything like that, but I feel bad that we're not spending a whole lot of time together in the evenings like we normally do. So I don't know, kind of depending on how I manage my sleep schedule, I might start doing some of the shorter workouts in the mornings. I will keep you posted, because just the thought of that like makes me cringe, but maybe. I'm thinking about it. What else? Okay, so last week my coach gave me her bike, you guys remember, but it has the kind of pedals that you need clips on the shoes. So, and she gave me her shoes too, but they had the wrong kind of clips. So anyway, I went to a biking store and got clips put on the shoes, and I brought it home, and I was so excited to practice. And the very first time I got on it, I fell. And yeah. So my coach gave me this beautiful bike, which is her bike from last season, and it has these pedals where there's no pedal, you have to have a clip on your shoes. So I got clips, and she gave me her old shoes, and I just tried it for the first time, and my foot got stuck, and I like fell over. You see this? It's gonna hurt tomorrow, but I'm gonna keep trying. It's really not that hard, I'm just not very coordinated. So that was literally the first time. After that, I got right back on and I got the hang of it. Basically, when you're clipped in, so basically your shoe is like attached to the pedal, which is supposed to help you expend less energy in like moving the bike pedals around. And I haven't done it enough yet to see if I really notice a difference, but apparently it's like one of the most important small changes that you can make to like improving your energy and feeling and time in the race. I'm really not like worried about time, but if it can help me feel less exhausted, then that will be good. So I just need to practice with it more. As of today, my wound seems to be healing better. I'm definitely keeping Neosporin on it. It doesn't like burn as bad as it did the first couple of days, but yeah, it's just annoying more than anything. Today I also went and bought a helmet and gloves, and on this coming Tuesday, so my coach at work, she leads a group bike ride out and about the woods of New Jersey every Tuesday from 11:30 to 12:30. So every other Tuesday I can join, because on every other Tuesday I have a meeting where I have to present from like 11 to 12. So I can only go to the group bike ride every other week, but this coming Tuesday I will join, and I'm a little bit nervous because I have no idea like how my endurance from like a stationary bike is going to translate to a real bike, and I also don't know like the skill level of the other people who will be there, but I'm going to do it. I need to practice on the road, and I much prefer to do that in a group setting. So so we'll see. Wish me luck on that. Like I said, I have helmet and gloves, and I think I'm good. Also, that day when I fell, when I was literally just like riding around in my like parking lot of my apartment. I'm really glad I was wearing jeans. I was only wearing jeans because I hadn't shaved my legs that day, and you know, I wasn't like exercising. I was just like out and about, and we had gone to the store to buy the clips. But I'm really glad I was wearing jeans because the fall only affected my arm, but I also banged up my leg pretty bad, but the jeans kind of protected it. So when we go on this ride on Tuesday, I'm going to wear like workout pants, but pants for sure. Even though it's very hot outside, I think if there is a fall, having some protective, even though it's thin, some protective layer of clothing will help. Lessons learned. What else? Okay, so I went to this open water swim clinic with Susie on Thursday, and it was amazing. Basically, there's this triathlete club in New Jersey that they train together and they host these clinics. And, you know, I could train with them, I guess, but I'm not doing that. But Susie suggested that we attend one of their open water swim clinics, which I'm so glad she did because I would not have done that on my own. And we went, and it was wonderful. It was at this really beautiful lake, and there were these two coaches who were super experienced.
So when you're inside, we generally recommend wearing clear goggles if you have the option. And that's another thing. We do recommend wearing goggles when clear and clear.
And we were definitely a little bit nervous going into it. Hey guys, I am here with Susie from SusieVSG, and we are at a club. I don't know, what is this?
Lake club?
A lake club, and we are going to do like a swimming water camp. There's a lake behind us. How are you feeling?
Scared.
Yeah, me too. I'm afraid I'm gonna freeze, actually. It was like...
Totally afraid I'm gonna freeze.
Yeah, it was really kind of...
Maybe drown.
You're not gonna drown. We're not gonna drown. It probably isn't even that deep. I don't know. This is my first time swimming in a lake. Yeah.
I've swum in lakes before, but not like swimming, like paddling and, you know, like...
Splish splashing.
Splish, yes.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I will let you know how it goes.
Bye.
But yeah, so we learned all kinds of things. So we practiced entering the race in a crowd, because my race will have like a beach start. So everybody's just like standing on the beach and you just like run in. So people everywhere. Also, obviously it's a beach, so it starts off being shallow and then it's deep. Very different experience from starting in a pool, obviously. So we practiced that. We practiced sighting, which I hadn't fully thought about, but when you're in a pool, you have like the lane lines and you know, there's all kinds of markers where you can clearly see where you are. When you're in open water, they said there's like buoys, but often they're small or you can't exactly see them. So they teach you to like look at a certain building or high point or something to like know that you're going in the right direction and you don't end up zigzagging the whole way. So that was a really important skill to learn. However, it's difficult, especially for me. Like I was a competitive swimmer my whole life. I've spent a lot of time perfecting my stroke and like thinking about my form. And when you sight, so basically like normally when you swim freestyle, you swim like this, and then you like turn your head to the side to breathe, and you keep going. And you kind of keep your head down the whole time, because if you lift your head, it's like the water's hitting you on your chest, and you're like pushing the water. It's like preventing water from flowing properly, and it's, you know, it slows you way down if you lift your head. So normally you're swimming and you breathe and you just kind of like turn your head to the side and keep going. Well, with sighting for an open water swim, you do effectively have to like lift your eyes, see where you're looking at, then turn and breathe. And so it effectively changes your stroke completely. I mean, I would say, like if you were a runner, it would be like saying every 4th and 13th step you have to skip backwards 3 times. Like it's just like something you really actively have to think about, and it's totally unnatural and it feels really weird, and I hate it. I mean, I don't hate it, but it was really, really good that they taught us how to do it and that they allowed us to practice. And it was a small group. It was about 20 of us there and 2 coaches, and they kind of split us into 2 groups. So I felt like I had a lot of one-on-one time with one of the coaches, and she like watched me do it. Okay, do this, try this, do it different. Watch me do it again, like over and over and over again. So that was so valuable. We also practiced drafting, which, again, in competitive swimming, it's 1 person per lane. You know, like in swim practice, when you're a kid, there might be like 10 kids in the lane. And, you know, I'm accustomed to like feet and hands and stuff in my face, because when it's a bunch of kids in a lane, that's just the way it is. But when you're competing, you don't, like part of the competition isn't drafting off of somebody else. Obviously, you're the only person in the lane. But for open water swimming, they very much teach you, if you're swimming like at the same pace as somebody else who's right next to you, get in right behind them, and then you'll be drafting off of them, and it like reduces your level of effort a lot. And so they kind of taught us how to do that and how to get in the right position. And it also, to me, I think one of the biggest benefits, in addition to like reducing effort, is that the person in front of you that you're following is sighting. And so you can just follow them and not have to worry about sighting so much. So we practiced that quite a bit, which was nice. We also practiced turning around buoys, which, again, when you come from a pool environment, when you get to the end, you get to the wall, you like either do a flip turn or touch turn, and like, you know, you have something to kick off, and turning is very, very different in a pool than in an open water environment. Also, there's a buoy and there's like a ton of people, right? So either you like swing wide or you swing close. But like, you know, practicing all of that was so helpful. So it was like 30 minutes of talking through a bunch of stuff, the mechanics of the race, and then 30 minutes of like doing different drills, and then 30 minutes of just like open water swimming, and like they would let you practice whatever you needed to practice, and they would watch you and help you and stuff like that. So super valuable. I loved it. If you're ever practicing or competing for a race, I would highly recommend some kind of clinic for something that you're not so familiar with. So I loved it. And Susie, I think, found it very valuable as well. All right, so clinic is over. How do you feel?
Good.
What, you feel like it was worth it?
Oh yeah. If I could come back and do it again, I would.
Yeah, same. I definitely learned a lot. What was your biggest takeaway?
It's what I was already worried about. All the arms and legs and everything flying all over. Like, I'm very nervous about
really?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people. I don't like crowds.
Yeah, yeah.
You might be shocked to hear that.
For me, it was just like obviously not having lines at the bottom of a pool and
Yes.
not being able to see where I'm going,
That's
and
it,
like the
yeah.
bottom of the lake is just murky, and
Yeah.
so like there's nothing to see. So you have to like lift your head and look at where you're going, and it just
Yeah.
like changes your stroke completely. So that's gonna take some getting used to.
Yeah,
but
the sighting thing is
yeah,
hard.
yeah. But I'm really glad we practiced, and I'm definitely gonna keep practicing.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Bye. So yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Let's see, that's about it. Oh, last thing I'll mention is that I have been very sore like every day. In terms of my like energy, it's incredible to me. I follow a keto diet. I keep my carbs very low, like 2 to 5% of all of my calories per day. I keep my fat percentage high, like 75 to 80% of my calories come from fat. And I am full of energy. Like never after any workout do I feel like dead, tired, exhausted, nauseous, except for the water sloshing thing. Like I think that this diet is totally appropriate and fine and good for endurance training so far. So far it's been great. I have been sore. I am focusing on stretching a lot, like actively every day. I have like a list of stretches for runners, and so like just in the evenings I do that a lot. On Friday, yeah, the day after the swim clinic, I was really sore, and so I went to at work, at the gym at work, they do midday yoga sessions from like 12 to 12:30 every day. And I hadn't been to one of those in a long time, but I did go on Friday, and there was only like 4 of us there. And so I told the instructor, like, my hamstrings are super tight, so we like focused on legs, and that was great. And so I think I might try to start making time for midday yoga in my schedule as much as possible, and stretching in the evenings as well, because I think, because I don't have a whole lot of recovery, like I only have 1 rest day per week, I think having these kind of like active recovery yoga stretching sessions are going to be really important. So I'm going to continue focusing on that as well. So that has been my week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them below. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm feeling good. I will talk with you soon.